If you're new to this channel, I'm a person that consumes all lore. I want to learn every single piece of video game lore, which means that I have to watch every game theory that I see. I have to watch every timeline video. I have to watch every breakdown, whether it's Call of Duty, whether it's Fallout, which I haven't done yet, or whether it's Just Dance. Because according to game theory, Mr. Matthew Patrick, Just Dance has lore. And now we're gonna see what it's all about, which I'm pretty excited for.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory, the show that's gonna be okay.
That's not Matt Pat. What? Have I been lied to? What is going on?
Hey, as long as you dance. Matt's voice was totally destroyed at VidCon, so that means you get head editor Dan today. Jerica, hit the air!
Let's go, Dan! All right, let's give Dan a big round of applause for stepping in. The shoes of Matt Pat are truly gigantic ones to fill. However, he has assassinated his own voice by yelling at VidCon probably about analytics and statistics and keywords and search engine optimization. So now we have to rely on Dan here, which actually we share a name because my first name is Daniel, to tell us all about why Just Dance has cool lore.
Honestly, I never thought we'd cover, but month after month after month, every time we went onto the Game Theorist subreddit, I would always see people asking for a Just Dance lore theory. How? How would that even work? I mean, the clue is in the name. You just dance. Sure, there have been a lot of entries in the series, and I'm sure they're chock full of little Easter eggs.
It's Pokemon eggs.
Easter eggs don't necessarily mean lore, unless you're Scott Coffin. But then again, if a random mobile game like Merge Mansion can have deep hidden lore, then
Merge Mansion has the funniest lore I've ever seen in my entire life. It's just about how a granny is like a murderer. But also at some point, I think there was a lesbian couple that adopts a baby and then the baby like goes missing or something. It's crazy.
A dancing party game. And that's when we discovered that the Just Dance developers have hired someone whose job title is, get this, Lore Master. Since
the JD Lore Guardian. I love that these companies are hiring lore masters now. Imagine being a lore master for something like Warhammer 40k, where your day job, you go into work and just read wiki articles for Warhammer 40k and learn about a random Nurgle demon. Or if you're a lore master for Fallout, you just go in and learn about Vault 72, whose entire plan was to make people grow clover and lettuce, and they can only eat lettuce.
Matt found out, he's been signing his emails as Matt Pat Founder, CEO, Lore Master, and Internet Dad. But if these guys have gone
That's what I'm trying to be. I'm a lore master in training. That's what this channel is all about now, I guess. Just making lore and watching lore and consuming lore. I'm a trainee. I'm like a lore master Padawan right now.
Hiring a lore master. Clearly, there is lore to find. So, hit me with your best shot, Just Dance. Let's see what you got for old Team Theorist. If you don't know what I'm talking about, where have you been for the last 14 years? Are you okay? Do we need to call someone? Pretty sure everyone and their grandma has played this game at some kind of gathering or another. But regardless, Just Dance started out as a mini game from Rayman Rabbids TV Party, where you
really
the moves of the character you see on screen. The minigame
That's where it came from?
A hit that it birthed the entire motion-based multiplayer franchise we know today. Each game includes a collection of songs with their own choreography. One minute you're dancing and jiving to Dancing Queen, the next you're not talking about Bruno. You pretty much have a song for everyone on here. They even have YouTuber songs like Tom Ska's Beep Beep I'm a Sheep, which is a certified bop. But where's the love for classic Pokemon Masters Are Broke?
Pokemon Masters are broke. They can't pay them bills.
It's like one of the few.
That's a real thing? Why have I not seen this? I bet that's a banger as well.
Personally written. It would be really cool if they did that. Maybe in Just Dance 2024 that song will finally get the love it deserves? On the surface, it seems like a simple party game. And for
here is my prediction on what the Just Dance lore is going to be. It's a Black Mirror episode. The people trapped inside of these dances, we'll call them, are actually slaves that have been imprisoned, and their soul has been harvested by a multi-conglomerate corporation that is then forced to dance over and over again. As soon as the song ends, their depressed face appears again. The frown droops their mouth, and their shoulders sag as they realize that in 5 minutes, they'll be forced to do another dance, eternally dancing for no pay and no fun.
For a long time, it was. But the most recent game,
that's my
Just
guess,
Dance 2023, has a narrative-driven story mode. In it, a girl named Sarah is taken from the real world and brought into the game by this blue-skinned character in order to stop
that's Black Mirror.
Night Swan, who is abducting and taking over the other dancers that show you the moves for each dance, known as coaches. But that's just the story Ubisoft wants you to see. There's a whole world of stories going on in the background while you whip and nay-nay your way to Superstar rank. Ugh, Matt, why do you make me say these things? While a lot of the settings for dances take inspiration from the music videos of the songs you're dancing to, the coaches that teach you these dances begin to overlap and tell a more connected story. They aren't limited to just their primary song. They appear as background characters in other songs. And
We could say that that's lore, or we could say that there just aren't enough coaches to put in every song, so they have to reuse people. It's like when they reuse voice actors in Oblivion, so everyone sounds exactly the same.
Even started to become lead characters across multiple songs and even games. The most talked about coaches to follow this trend are the Bride and Rasputin, which people have decided should be shipped. Seriously, is there nothing
Rasputin?
the internet won't ship these days? Don't answer that. In the internet's defense, there is good reason for this particular ship. In the very first Just Dance game from 2009, a dance coach dressed as a bride dances to Katy Perry's Hot and Cold, which makes sense. The original music video did focus on Katy Perry dressed as a bride. In Just Dance 2019, we see this same bride dancing a duet to Maroon 5's Sugar with another Just Dance coach, the one for Just Dance 2's Rasputin. Given that the original music video is also of a wedding party, that would seem to imply that these two are a thing. Maybe this is just before the bride calls him out on his hot and cold tendencies. All of which culminates in Just Dance 2023, where the opening shot for Sweet But a Psycho is of a wedding cake with Rasputin and the bride as toppers.
Sweet but a psycho. I mean, Rasputin was kind of a psycho. It's historically accurate. And he was hot then cold because he was shot, then thrown in a frozen river. So, shot then cold. Bam. Wait, it's all historically accurate. It's all coming together.
However, clearly things haven't gone well. The bride mimics Ava Max's streaky eyeliner like she's been crying while tearing down photos of them together. And Rasputin is nowhere to be seen. Poor bride. She's sweet, but a psycho. Matt, why? Seriously, Matt, I can't keep doing these puns. But this is just the tip of the Just Dance lore iceberg. This thing gets way deeper and spans way more songs. In Just Dance's 2021 Season 4 trailer, we were given a sneak peek of a new story, that of the Traveler. He runs through portals that put him in different locations.
Is that an Infinity
to chase
Gauntlet?
down this one blue-skinned woman whose name we learn is Siha Nova, thanks to a tweet from the developers. By the way,
Okay.
all of these locations are the backgrounds of other dances from previous games and are all from different years. He's not just traveling between levels within his own game, but between all of the dances ever created for Just Dance. How are us normal non-time space traveling people supposed to compete with that kind of affection? That's just setting unrealistic expectations for the rest of us.
Yeah, well, I don't think that you should expect someone to traverse multiple dimensions in order to come and hang out with you. I think that that's an unrealistic expectation that women would have for men, and I think it's unrealistic for men to do that in the first place. Like, why can't we just have a normal relationship where you just like call someone and then you go and hang out somewhere like coffee or something like that? Why does it have to be a trans-dimensional game of tag where you have to chase up to them and then only then are you worthy of their affection? I think that's silly, you know?
Sadly, this relationship wasn't built to last. I'm starting to see a theme with all these Just Dance storylines. When Just Dance 2022 came out, it had the song Save Your Tears, where both the Traveler and Siha dance to a song that gives us some insight into what happened between Just Dance 2021 Season 4 and now. The lyrics, I don't know why I run away, and Take Me Back Cause I Wanna Stay, show us that this couple hasn't been together since that fateful meeting. That one of them ran away, but they now realize it was a mistake. I think it's likely the Traveler who ran away. Firstly, we know he has a thing about running and has the
'Cause he's
ability to
chasing
go
back after her.
anywhere. But also because of what we see in his solo song, Rock Your Body. In it, we see the Traveler's mansion that appears to have been
Damn, this mansion goes crazy. There's staircases everywhere. I actually don't like this kind of mansion, you know? I think there's too much. I like a more cozy home, to be honest.
decorated by MC. Dances around the floating platforms with copies of himself. Give this guy all the superpowers, I guess. But at the end of the song, the Traveler opens up several portals and each clone walks into one, with the Traveler himself walking into a portal that leads to the dance levitating. And can you guess who the coach for this dance is? That's right,
It's her.
Siha. Siha
It's
leads the
Siha.
dance to Save Your Tears, which ends with the Traveler opening a portal for Siha and they go their separate ways. Fortunately, unlike the Bride and Rasputin, this story has a happy ending. Remember that tweet that gave us Siha's name? It also reveals she is pregnant.
She's pregnant! Or she just had a really, really big meal, like 3 burgers. And the cat's like, damn, you just ate 3 burgers, that's pog.
Clearly, these two did a little bit more than just dance, if you catch my drift, huh? Another tweet shows a comic strip of the Traveler with a blue-skinned child wearing a crown and a belt
It was
buckle
definitely a
with
kid.
the Traveler symbol, which matches the blue guy that brought Sarah into the world of Just Dance 2021.
Is that the kid?
He also has a name, by the way. He's called Wanderlust, and you'd once again only know if you follow the Twitter account. I see.
So the first guy's called Traveler, the kid's called Wanderlust. Wander, traveling, lust, sex. It all comes together.
You guys are taking the J.K. Rowling approach to lore. Regardless, what this particular story does is open up the lore to be contained not just within the current game. Wanderlust in Just Dance 2023 is the son of the characters from Just Dance 2022, and his father, the Traveler, has traveled to dances from Just Dance 2020, 2021, and 2022. So what if there's a bigger story going on here? One that spans the entire franchise. So I picked up my Wiimote and got ready to feel my body burn, baby, burn, as I danced the night away.
Damn, the fits are crazy.
Games. So let me tell you, it was worth it. The song that caught our attention was Toxic by Britney Spears from Just Dance 2023. Because, well, look at this dance. And now imagine Matt doing that dance. That's objectively funny. The coach is dressed as a flight attendant dancing her
I bet he killed it.
which is all pretty normal for this series, until the chorus kicks in and two guys in black suits aggressively approach the flight
Assassins.
attendant, forcing her to dance fight back. I knew flight attendants were trained, but I didn't realize martial arts was part of the
We love a strong female character.
onboarding process. It turns out this is no ordinary flight attendant. The coach's name is Agent D, which I discovered from Twitter again. Could you imagine if all games did this? Lore would be so much easier to solve. Sorry, something was caught in the back of my throat. I think it was Freddy. No, don't put that in. I hear it now. Back to the story. Agent D continues to move through the plane, fights some bad guys, rescues the tied up pilot, flies off into the sunset. So basically everything you would expect from a dance game. This isn't a plane hijacking. This is a rescue mission. And while the story seems pretty tied up, unlike our pilot, it actually raises a lot of questions. Who does Agent D work for? Who do the guys in the suits work for? And why was the pilot tied up in the first place?
It's a pretty good question.
Was staring me right in the face, thanks to our friend in hot pink, the pilot himself. The pilot is the coach for a song in Just Dance 2017, and I'm gonna slaughter this. Drogsta Dinte. It's the Numa Numa song.
They put the Numa song? Yeah, let's go!
Let's quickly move on before YouTube slams us with a copyright.
Man, it makes me so sad that you can't play more than 5 seconds of a song before YouTube kills you. I just want to vibe, man. They don't let you vibe.
I see you. The song itself is actually sung in Romanian, and so if you're able to move past the song's virality and memeability and actually translate it, you start to reveal some information about how the pilot may have landed himself in hot water tied up in the cockpit. The first line of the song's first verse, Alo, salu, sunte, hadu. I'm so sorry, but translated it's
like hello, hi.
Hello, it's me, an outlaw. And the Numa Numa A in the chorus literally translates to don't take me, don't take me. So wait, the pilot is an outlaw, and Agent D has just freed him from what looks like federal agents. Are the dance coaches the baddies? This just raises more questions. It turns out we play as criminals semi-regularly throughout the series. In Just Dance 4, two coaches are escaping prison in striped outfits. In Everybody Needs Somebody, in Just
that's fun.
20.
Wait, they're escaping prison in striped outfits, and it's called Everybody Needs Somebody. This is just that co-op game. This song is just a way out.
Escaping prison in striped outfits in Everybody Needs Somebody. In Just Dance 2020, the song Policeman shows the coach getting harassed by a policeman. And then we have the classic Lady Gaga's telephone.
Hey, you don't need to be a criminal to be harassed by a policeman. You just need to be human.
In Just Dance 2023. Now, all of these once again mimic their music video counterparts, but it is interesting how often we hear and see coaches being harassed by law enforcement, and it's still not clear who is in the right. Are the coaches actually breaking the law, or are we in a Footloose style world where dancing is slowly becoming outlawed? It's hard to say. That is until this random little moment in the middle of Telephone. All the different Lady Gaga coaches from her different songs are all
their fit is crazy.
Camera pans out for a brief moment behind the one-way class where a hand reaches out and points to the one in the center.
Is that a robot?
This person is
That's
the
an alien
pulling the strings, convicting the dance coaches and having them locked up. But whether that's a good or bad thing will rely entirely on if we can figure out who that hand belongs to. And lucky for us, our dance marathon proved helpful once again. There's only one character in the whole dance-verse with a clawed hand like
Maleficent from the start of the video. It's the evil witch of the West?
Night Swan, the villain
Night Swan.
of the Just Dance 2023
That's in the same hand.
She first appears in Can't Stop the Feeling, where she is
Oh, it
seen
is.
abducting other coaches. And then in her song Witch, we see her placing them under a spell, forcing them to join her army. Why? It turns out Night Swan's whole motivation is that she is obsessed with perfection. She wants every dance danced perfectly. No mistakes, no screw-ups. How do I know this? Say it now with me. Because of Twitter. I promise that's the last time I'm gonna say that. Unless Matt...
Can you believe that soon we'll start getting lore dumps through threads instead of Twitter?
lying to me. This explains everything that we've seen so far. Night Swan is the one in charge.
Dude, the lore dumps are just a random social media intern that's just like, yeah, can you believe that this is the case? It's mad. Although it probably is the lore master that's making those tweets, I would imagine. That's not just a random intern. But it is pretty funny to imagine some unpaid, like, 17-year-old that makes tweets promoting Just Dance is the one that's creating the lore for this entire universe.
In control. She's able to mind control whoever she wants, making the law enforcement detain whoever isn't dancing perfectly throughout the series. And then once they're put
This is the kind of authoritarianism we need.
put herself in charge of the prison system and pick out her next set of victims. Which means that during Toxic, the guys in suits are working for Night Swan. They finally caught the outlaw pilot and are going to bring him back to Night Swan for conversion. That means Agent D isn't trying to take down the law. She's a freedom fighter trying to save those who Night Swan
Why is there an American flag at the background? We're fighting for America, brother!
to control to create her perfect world. All of this leading to a final showdown between Sarah and Night Swan, where Sarah frees the other coaches and Night Swan retreats defeated. Feels like a pretty happy ending, except Night Swan...
Imagine defeating and saving the world because you own someone in a dance-off, because you got served. It's like that South Park episode where they're just like, oh, you got served, dude! You just got served!
actually been defeated. One, we all know if a character doesn't die, then the battle's not over. And these days, even if they do die, that doesn't mean much either. Thanks, Marvel.
How do you dance
let's
someone to
think
death?
about her plan a little closer. Turning dancers into mindless drones that just dance more and more, getting perfect scores every time. Doesn't that sound familiar? It should, because that's exactly what we're doing by playing this game.
Oh no, we're the bad guys! Oh no! I do think that all the global conflicts of the world should be resolved via dance-off. And failing that, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels. I think that we go back to OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Maybe GX Yu-Gi-Oh! And instead of starting wars, we duel. I think Joe Biden should get an elemental hero deck, go to Russia, go to China, and just duel Putin or Xi Jinping. And then we'll have a solution to our global conflicts.
Goal is to dance each dance as well as we can. The better we do, the more points we get. How many times have you lost your cool because you didn't get it just right? Or because your friend beat you in the dance, meaning you had to try again and again and again? That's exactly what Night Swan wants. We are so focused on the dance moves being just right that we, much like the coaches, are just mimicking, becoming mindless
We're the bad
drones
guys.
doing nothing but dancing over and over and over again just to get that perfect score. That, my dear theorists, is the real story behind Just Dance.
We're the baddies.
Sarah's story is designed to mimic our own. Fun fact, Sarah and Night Swan are actually played by the same actress. Sarah's initial timidness while all her friends were playing is because she knows the monster she becomes when playing this game. But Wanderlust reminds her of the fun it can be to just dance. And eventually she overcomes
I can't dance! I'll become an evil witch and take over the world!
her corrupted self, all while meeting a bunch of fun characters along the way, each with their own motivations and stories to be told. If all you're doing is focusing on getting the dances perfect, you'll miss out on these cool details we've talked about today. The personality,
You'll turn into the witch.
their journeys, their heartbreaks. It's all right under our noses, but we were all too blinded by our want for perfection. Despite playing these games for decades, we
It's heartbreaking.
totally missed the point. So the next time your friend invites you to dance along to the latest bop, instead of worrying about winning, let the devs and their lore master tell you a bunch of new and exciting stories. Invest in these characters and their relationships, and most importantly, just dance. Not for a high score, but for fun. But hey,
This kind of felt like an advertisement as well. So when you're playing Just Dance, don't try and be good. Just have a good time with your friends, because at the end of the day, that's what it was made for, to have an enjoyable experience with your friends. And just know that if you try to get the perfect score, and if you try to excel, if you try to be good at this game, you'll turn into an evil witch that enslaves people with mind control and also tries to take over the government, which is probably quite bad, so don't do that. That's the law of Just Dance. Don't be good, just have a good time. That's interesting. That went more in depth than I thought it was. If you would like me to react to something, let me know my Discord server. Links in the description.